Good afternoon, everyone. When I arrived here to the United States in 2021, I did not have a car of my own, so I had to rely on public transportation to go to work. But I soon found out that it was unreliable, it was ineffective, and you might find yourself waiting for an hour for a bus. I still remember my face full of sweat because I was waiting for a bus that might never arrive. But with a car, it only takes you minutes away. At that moment, I found out how ineffective public transportation system over the country was and how dependent the society is on cars. Now, buying a car is not cheap, but the society depends on them. Nevertheless, investing more in public transportation can help to reduce that dependence on cars, decrease the air and noise pollution, and also help people save money. But before I go on this topic, I want to introduce my audience of the day.
Armando, Jordi, Isabel, Marco.
Thank you very much. So first I'm going to be talking about why people like cars. Well, cars are private, flexible, and comfortable means of transportation. There are many jobs related to cars. It goes from making the car, selling it, selling car insurance, car wash businesses. It's a lot in the process, and there's a lot of jobs related. Now, there's also the public transportation inefficiency. If your buses, if there are no trains, well, you need a car. Now, according to the New York Times, over the past 65 years, the United States has spent nearly $10 trillion in public funds on highways and roads, and just a quarter of that on subways, buses, and passenger rail. So just 25% of what is invested on cars is invested on other public transportation, and that was in 2021. Now, why am I talking about how important public transportation is? Well, first, it produces less pollution, less air and noise pollution. Second, it can help people save money, not just by people not feeling that they have to buy a car. But let's say you're a tourist in a city and you find out that your public transportation system is reliable. You don't have to pay for a car to be rented. There's also the fact that there's people that cannot drive. We're talking about people with disabilities, senior citizens who cannot always drive. Those people can benefit from a better public transportation. There's also benefits for our health. So we might be forced to walk to bus stops, to train stations, and that's beneficial for ourselves. And also, there's many jobs that are going to be created. According to the World Economic Forum, investing in public transportation could create 4.6 million jobs by 2030 and cut transport emissions. So with this, you might be solving two problems: jobs creation, less pollution. Now, what is going on right now in the United States? Is the government shifting that perspective on the investment? Well, they actually are. In August 2021, the current administration approved an ambitious bill. President Joe Biden signed the known as infrastructure bill. And according to VOX, this bill provides spending for roads, bridges, and public transit. In April 4th of this year, 2024, the United States Department of Transportation announced more than $20 billion to fund public transportation in the country, pointing out investments for senior citizens and for people with disabilities. There's also projects for train transportation. There are projects like the Hudson Tunnel project, which is between the states of New York and New Jersey. There's also Bright Line West, which will connect Las Vegas, Nevada to Southern California. And there's also the Silver Line project in the Texan counties of Collins, Dallas, and Tarrant. According to the website of the Silver Line project, this project will end up at the Dallas-Fort Worth Airport, which will connect not just the city, but also rural areas of northern Texas. In the case of Bright Line West, if you go to the website, you might find there's many stops, and the last one is really close to Los Angeles. It's expected to be finished by the time of the Olympics of Los Angeles 2028, but it's not sure yet. Now, why do I insist on investing on more of public transportation? It is necessary that we stop depending on the cars. It is true, they're private, they're great, and I'm not trying to convince you to stop using cars or to sell your cars right now. But I want you to know that you can actually change this. If you write to your representative, to your senator, to the politician that represents you on the state and nationwide, you can actually tell them how important it is for you and how important important it is for the rest of the society. This is how we can actually make a change, by voting for those who really want a change in the transportation system, who really want to decrease pollution, who really want to create more jobs. It is up to you also to transmit this message to other people and to future generations. It's time we change that dependence. It's time the United States has a more reliable transportation system within our cities and nationwide. Thank you very much for your attention.